ነገር ሁሉ በሁሉ ቋንቋ እንዲናገሩ ነው። ቤተክርስቲያን በቋንቋ መስበክን ትደግፋለች። ለሐዋርያቱ የመጀመሪያ የተገለጸው ይሄ ነው። ስለዚህ ቤተክርስቲያን የቋንቋ ጸረ ሳትሆን ቋንቋን የምታለማ በቋንቋ የምታገለግል ናት። አሁን ከዚህ በመቀጠል በኦሮምኛ ቋንቋ ክቡር አባታችን ሊቀ ትጉሃን ሸዋ ቀሲስ ሸዋ ትንሽ በኦሮምኛ መልእክት ያስተላልፉልና ወደሳቸው እንሄዳለን። ሲኖዶስ አለንቲ የቴክሳስ ማጋላ ወዲስ ወዲሰቲ አመጂ አፉር ወራ ኡማላማ ፈለታ አይስፋው ባላይፈቱ ለማከረቱ አዳሁ ወሮን በከሰንቲ ሙላ አዲስስተይ ወረድ ወረሱ ተሳቢቱ ሴራ ቡኡሪ ሲኖዶስ ኢትዮጵያ ክልል አለንቲ አዲስፋው beekumsa sinodoos Itoophiyaatiin alatti kan adeemsisu yoo ta'eef uummata Oromootis ta'ee uummata Itoophiyaa hunda kan beeksise ta'uusaa yeroo ammaa kanatti hirri kun ragaadha. Nutis kan nu ilaalchisudha yeroo ammaa kanatti kan balaaleffachaa jiru. Kanaafuu qoomni afaan Oromoo, qoomni afaan Amaaraa, qoomni afaan Guraagee, qoomni afaan Ingilisa sablammoota Itoophiyaa barumsi ortodoksii barumsi kiristaana keenyaa hundumaaf afura dhiigaa waa'ee isaa kana gochisaa amma achitti raawwatan kun rakkoo guddaa uummata keenya irrattis ta'ee biyyattii irrattis uummatu jira. Kan immoo sirna ortodoksii amantaa keenyaa kan siinodoosii kan sochoosaa jiru. Kanaafuu kana sirriitti haqaan ni balaaleffannaa seeraan alatti kan muudamni raawwatamee kanaaf mootummaa Itoophiyaattis ta'ee mootummoota biyya alaattis haa ta'u uummatoota nu fakkaatanii fi amantaalee nu fakkaatan hundumtuu nu wajjin dhaabbatanii seera kana akka karaa seeraatti deebi'amu siinodoosii keenya duuba hiriiruudhaan siinodoosii ortodoksii tawaahidoo Itoophiyaa tokkicha ፓትርያርክ tokkicha teessoo tokkicha qulqullina ቋንቋ እንደዚህ ነው። ገብቷችኋል አይደለም? ምን እንዳሉ ቤተክርስቲያን እንዲናት በምንም ቢሰበክ ቢቀደስ መንፈሳዊ ስለሆነ መልእክቱ ይደርሳል። እሳቸው የተናገሩት አንዲት ሲኖዶስ፣ አንዲት ሃይማኖት፣ አንዲት መንበር ነው ያሉት። በወዲሱ አካባቢ የነበሩ በበጎች በር ያልገቡ በሌላ በር ወጡ ወንበዴዎች ናቸው። እኛ የምንቀበለው አንዲት ሃይማኖት፣ አንዲት
አዲስ ሲኖዶስ ነው ያጠቃለሉ ይቀጥሉ እግዚአብሔር ይስጥልን። እናመሰግናለን። በቋንቋ ገና እንዘምራለን፣ እንቀድሳለን። ብዙ አባታችን ብዙ አቡነ ናትናኤልን አይታችኋቸዋል። ኦሮምኛ ሲቀድሱ፣ በኦሮምኛ ሲያመሰግኑ እግዚአብሔር ከፈቀደ ወደፊት ታያላችሁ። እኔና ቀሲስ ሸዋ ሌሎችም አሉ ኦሮምኛ መናገር ስለምንችል በኦሮምኛ እንቀድስላችኋለን። ቃል ነው ገባ ለማሳወቅ ነው። ቤተክርስቲያኗ የማንንም ቋንቋ እንደማትጠላ እንድታውቁት ነው። የእነዚህ ሶስቱ ጳጳሳቶች ሽሽታቸው ሩጫቸው ለተገፋው ሕዝብ አይደለም፣ የራሳቸው ስልጣን ነው። እንድታውቁ ግልጽ እንዲሆንላችሁ በቋንቋቸው አልሰበኩም። የነበሩበት ሀገረ ስብከት ምንም ነገር ያደረጉት ነገር የለም። የሰበኩት ብፁዕ አቡነ ናትናኤል ናቸው። ስለዚህ በእንግሊዝኛም እየተቀደሰ ነው፣ በሁሉም ይቀደሳል፣ ይመሰገናል። አሁን ቀጥታ የምንሄደው ወደ ሰሜን አሜሪካ ስፖርት ፌዴሬሽን አጭር ደቂቃ ምናልባት 3 ደቂቃ ትንሽ መልዕክት ያቀርቡልናል። እያጠናቀቅን ነው። ቀጥሎ የሚቀረን የአቋም መግለጫዎች ነው። እንሰናበታለን። በጊዜ አቶ ዘውገቃይ ነው።
አመሰግናለሁ። ምንጊዜም ከጎዳውና ከገፋው ሕዝብ በመቆም የሚታወቀው የ40 ዓመት ታሪክ ያለው የሰሜን አሜሪካ የኢትዮጵያ ስፖርትና ባህል ማህበር ያወጣውን መግለጫ ነው ተታማነበው። ከሰሜን አሜሪካ የኢትዮጵያውያን ስፖርትና ባህል ማህበር የተሰጠ ልዩ መግለጫ። የሰሜን አሜሪካ የኢትዮጵያውያን ስፖርትና ባህል ማህበር ማንኛቸውም ሃይማኖታዊና ፖለቲካዊ ተግባራት ፍጹም ነፃ የሆነ ድርጅት እንደሆነ የታወቀ ነው። ሆኖም ግን በትውልድ ሀገራችን ኢትዮጵያ ኢሰብአዊና የዓለም መንግስታት ሕግ የሚያወግዛቸውን በዘር በማንነትና በሃይማኖት ላይ ያነጣጠረ ጥቃት በኢትዮጵያውያን ወገኖቻችን ላይ ሲደርስ የተበላሸው እንዲስተካከል ሕገወጥ ድርጊቶችን ማስቆም የሚገባው የመንግስት ክፍል ኃላፊነቱን በአግባቡ እንዲወጣ በሀገራችን ኢትዮጵያ የሕዝብ ሰላምና ደህንነት እንዲሰፍን የማህበራችን አቋም በተለያዩ አጋጣሚዎች ስንገልጽ ቆይተናል። አሁንም በድጋሚ ሕይወታቸውን ያለአግባብ ላጡት ለተፈናቀሉትና ከፍተኛ ሐዘን ላይ ስላሉ የኢትዮጵያውያን ወገኖቻችን ሐዘናችን ስለሆነ ድምፃችንን ማሰማታችን እንቀጥላለን። ኢትዮጵያውያን ፈጣሪያቸውን እንደ ፈቃዳቸው እንዲያመልኩና በእምነት ተቋሞቻቸው ሕግና የመተዳደሪያ ደንብ መሰረት እንዲተዳደሩ መንግስት አስፈላጊውን ዋስትና መስጠት እንደሚገባው እናውቃለን። በአንጻሩ ግን መንግስት ጣልቃ በመግባት የሕዝብ መብት በመጣሱ አላስፈላጊ ውጥረት እንዲነሳ ምክንያት በማመቻቸትና ኢትዮጵያውያን ወደ ለየለት የእርስ በርስ ግጭት እንዲገቡ የገፋፋ ስለሆነ እጅግ በጣም አሳስቦናል። በተጨማሪ መንግስት በሃይማኖት ተቋማት ስርዓት ሕግ ውስጥ ጣልቃ ከመግባት እንዲቆጠብና ለዜጎች የሚገባውን የሕግ እንክብካቤ በአክብሮት እንዲሰጥ እናሳስባለን። የሰሜን አሜሪካ የኢትዮጵያ ስፖርትና ባህል ማህበር ያለንን ጉልበታችንን ሁሉ በመጠቀምና በማስተባበር ካዘኑትና አሰቃቂ በዓል እየደረሰባቸው ካሉት ኢትዮጵያውያን ወገኖቻችን ጋር አንድነት እንቆማለን። ሰላም ለሀገራችን ኢትዮጵያ ይሁን። የሰሜን አሜሪካ ስፖርት ማህበር ኢትዮጵያዊነትን አንሰራስቶ ኢትዮጵያዊነትን ጥቁሩን ነጩ ሁሉ በአንድነት የሚያገለግል ትልቅ የኢትዮጵያዊ ቅርስ ነው። እግዚአብሔር ይስጥላቸው። ተወቃኝ ነው። አሁን አዋጅ ያውጃሉ። ከበሮ ማነው መለከትና እምቢልታ እየመቱ አዋጅ ያውጃሉ። ወደ እነሱ ትሄዳለን።
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, one God, amen. Respected fathers, administrators, members of the clergy, priests, deacons, and faithful who all gathered here. Even though we, members of the Ethiopian Orthodox Church and the DFW Metroplex, are gathered here under unfortunate circumstances to stand in solidarity for our holy Orthodox and Apostolic Church, we gathered here for a holy purpose, in support of the Holy Synod, our bishops, servants of the church, and more importantly, those who are receiving the crown of martyrdom for their faith. The Ethiopian Orthodox Church is the oldest institution of faith in Ethiopia that served as a strong social bond among its people of different language, ethnic, and cultural background. It is a force that also formed and preserved the country. It is an institution that contributed to education, rule of law, constitution, and above all, peace and harmony among the people. When the country faced aggression from foreign powers, it was an instrumental for a show of courage to defend the country against all forms of aggression. It is impossible to imagine Ethiopia without the Ethiopian Orthodox Church. I'll say that again. It is impossible. I want everyone to say it with me. It is impossible. 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 It is impossible to imagine Ethiopia. To imagine Ethiopia. To imagine Ethiopia. To imagine Ethiopia without the Ethiopian Orthodox Church. 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 This historical and iconic and mystical church that has done so much to preserve the country free of colonial powers is facing a grave danger under the repressive regime of Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, who is using security forces to intimidate, detain, and now even kill church Orthodox Christians in support of a renegade group that are former bishops who are trying to stage a coup against the Holy Synod of the Ethiopian Orthodox Church. For the first time in the church's history, the former apostles against the dogmatic principles and the canons of the Holy Apostolic Orthodox Church appointed himself as a patriarch, with two now defrocked bishops lawlessly ordained 26 monks as episcopate on January 22, 2023. Speaking of such lawlessness and divisive acts among Christians, St. Paul said, "Now I beseech you, brothers, mark them that cause division and offenses contrary to the doctrines which you have learned, and avoid them." Romans chapter 16, verse 17. The Holy Synod had no choice but to condemn such acts and excommunicate all those who participated in the lawless act, but with an open hand to receive anyone that would come with a sincere apology. One of the 26 monks has come to the Holy Synod and offered his sincere apology for instruments of division within the church, with the direct involvement and support of the federal and Oregon regional government. The Prime Minister, in a speech uncharacteristic of a leader, echoed and magnified the divisive rhetoric put forth by the lawless group as a pretext for their illegal acts, while offering no explanation for the intimidation, arbitrary detention, and forced break-in of the church properties. Most of the servants that are being abducted by security forces in the Oromia region are known for the evangelical work in the Oromia language. The Prime Minister seemed to have forgotten that the Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo Church is an entity that has a constitutional right for legal protection against any individual or entity that compromises its principles, properties, and its peaceful existence. Instead, he was often equating the Holy Synod of the Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo Church with a group of rebellious dissenters who continue to sow seeds of division with the protection and help of the security forces. One of the most important aspects for peace and stability is the preservation of institutions that are bedrock of the bond amongst its people. Race and language have never been and should never be used in the church apostolic and episcopal mission. Race and language. I want everyone to repeat with me. Race and language.
Race and language.
Louder. Race and language.
Race and language.
Race and language.
Race and language.
Have never been.
Have never been.
And should never be.
And should never be.
Should never be.
Should never be.
Be used in the church.
Be used in the church.
Apostolic.
Apostolic.
And ecclesiastic missions.
And ecclesiastic.
Instead, it is now being used to advance the objective of political agenda, trying to bend such institutions to the broken political system of ethnic federalism will only lead to the eventual destruction of the federal state itself. When the federal government is the force that fuels the tension among members of such institutions to fulfill its political, ideological, and other hidden goals, the potential for bloody unrest can exponentially increase. Because a government that is willing to bend such institutions to its will undoubtedly move with all destructive assets to oppose its will. So we, Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo faithfuls, we demand that, one, the federal government recognize its responsibility to protect the interests of the Ethiopian Orthodox Church as it should of any legal entity in the country. The protection of the church is not a privilege for the government to offer, but it is a constitutional duty. The protection of the church is not a privilege.
The protection of the church is not a privilege.
Repeat after me. The protection of the church is not a privilege.
The protection of the church is not a privilege.
The protection of the church is not a privilege.
The protection of the church is not a privilege.
For the government to offer.
For the government to offer.
But it is the constitutional duty.
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 Second, we demand that the federal government to stop intimidation, detention, and harassment of bishops, servants, and the faithful ones. Stop the genocide.
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 Third, we call on the government to refrain from fueling ethnic tensions among citizens by a false narration of ethnic federalism with the Holy and Apostolic Orthodox Church. Fourth, we demand that the federal government refrain meddling with the church affair other than fulfilling its constitutional duty due for any legal entity in the country. Also, we demand that the federal and Oromia regional government to stop assisting the lawless break-in and take hold of the church property. Lastly, we demand that the state-sponsored media, such as ETV and FANA, refrain from giving coverage to these illegal groups while denying any forms of coverage for the church during this crisis. For democracy and peace-loving nations, it is time to take all necessary diplomatic measures to avert the bloodshed of Christians. It is time for the free press to cover this heinous crime against humanity by the government of Abiy Ahmed. Oromia regions in Ethiopia. The imprisonment and arbitrary detention of Orthodox Christians is now taking a new phase, with security forces shooting indiscriminately at those gathered in the church on February 4, 2023, in the city of Shashamene. Multiple deaths and mass detentions have been reported. There are reports of shooting and attempts to disperse the faithful from the church buildings they are gathering in other parts of the Oromia region. We are witnessing a genocide in the making. The world that silently watched the Armenian genocide of millions of Christians 100 years ago is doing the same today. It is better to prevent the unforeseeable cleansing of Orthodox Christians than to argue 100 years later whether this was a genocide or not. May the God of our fathers protect and preserve the church He established with His precious blood. May God have mercy on us, and may God rest in peace those who are receiving the crown of the martyrdom. The United Ethiopian Orthodox Parish of PLW.
There is a reason why we are here today. And I need you guys to be as loud as you can be. We are saddened by this news. We are angry. Stand up, youth of Tawahado.
Stand up, youth of Tawahado.
If you think that's the loudest you can get, you're sadly mistaken. I need you to be louder so everybody can hear what is happening to us. Stand up, youth of Tawahado.
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 One synodos.
One synodos.
One patriarch.
One patriarch.
One church.
One church.
We stand together.
We stand together.
United forever.
United forever.
We cannot be broken.
We cannot be broken.
We cannot be broken.
We cannot be
I
broken.
need you to get louder. We cannot be broken.
We cannot be broken.
We stand together.
We stand together.
United forever.
United forever.
We stand together.
We stand together.
United forever.
United forever.
We will not.
We will not.
We cannot.
We cannot.
We should not.
We should not.
Be broken.
Be broken.
We will not.
We will not.
We cannot.
We cannot.
We should not.
We should not.
Be broken.
Be broken.
Hands off ELTC.
Hands off ELTC.
Hands off ELTC.
Hands off ELTC.
Hands off ELTC. I can't hear you.
ELTC.
Hands off ELTC.
Hands off ELTC.
Keep the flag up. Hold your flags. Hold our beautiful flag up. Hands off ELTC.
Hands off ELTC.
Cannot break us.
You cannot break us.
You will not break us.
You will not break us.
We are united forever.
We are united forever.
Our voices will be heard.
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 One church.
One church.
One church.
One church.
One synod.
One synod.
One synod.
One synod.
One patriarch.
One patriarch.
One patriarch.
One patriarch.
One holy universal apostolic church.
One holy universal apostolic church.
Neutrality helps the oppressor, never the victim. Silence encourages the tormentor, never the tormented. For every Christian who lives without freedom, the rest of us must face the guilt. It means a great deal to those who are oppressed to know that they are not alone. Once again, our voices must be heard.
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 One church,
One church.
one synod,
One synod.
one patriarch, one holy, one universal,
One universal.
one apostolic, one beautiful Ethiopian Orthodox Tawahado Church.
One beautiful.
Peace for Ethiopia. I cannot hear you guys. Peace for Ethiopia. Peace for our country. Peace for Ethiopia. Peace for our country. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be the will of our Lord. Let